Welcome everybody, this is Wisdom Hunter, and this is another video for solo gaming for D&D RPG on Roll20. And today we actually start playing a game. So after I've done all these videos from weather to oracle to advantages, disadvantages, journey DC, journey tracking, corruption, on and on and on. I've done all these videos on how to solo game. Now let's do it. Now let's put it into practice and actually get a game going. Which one will it be? What game do you think I would actually choose? Of all of the games possible out there, there's millions, right? Which one am I going to choose? So here we have it. We're going to be doing the Moonshae Treasure Hunt. This particular adventure was basically made for Adventures League, and it's optimized for 5 first-level PCs. Now I'm going to be running it with 3 first-level PCs, so I'm going to have to adjust the counters a bit. But I'm using this Adventures League story because it's very, very, very simple. It's just too simple. There's like no story development. You'll see as we go along. But there's no story development, there's no character development, and it's pretty much railroading. It's to take the players from one combat to the next as quickly as possible. And that's kind of the Adventures League. So you don't do story development, you don't do role playing, you just get from one combat to the other. So I'm going to take this very basic, streamlined adventure, and I'm going to blow it up into a full story. So I'm going to take all of these videos that I've already done and incorporate them into this very simple, streamlined, short adventure, but I'm going to make it into a full story. So without further ado, let's go to Roll20 and start putting the story together. All right, so here we are in Roll20, getting ready to start the story. We are in the world of the Forgotten Realms, the Faerun. And this is going to be where this treasure hunt in the Moonshae Islands takes place. And so this is your regular world. Like I said in my very first video, knowing your world when you get into solo gaming is you want to know the climates, the culture. And we see here that this is basically a world that's fairly common. And so you have in the north you'll have the cold, in the south you'll have the tropical weather. And it has everything you need in a culture. This world has elves, dwarves, halflings, humans, orcs, everything. And this particular adventure for Treasure Hunt is going to be taking place over in the Moonshae Islands, over there off to the west. I'll ping on it so you can see it. And the Moonshae Islands are really kind of cool. And I'm going to really enjoy playing into this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Moonshae Islands a little closer up. So in the north, you'll have the Norheim Isles, Corin Archipelago, and the Alaron Island, and the Norland Island over here. You'll come down, you'll have Oman in the center, which is right at this point in time taken over by giants. So it's really dangerous to go there because giants are on that island. And you go down, you'll see Moray over here to the west. Moray is really cool because that island has been taken over by the werebeasts, werewolves, were-dragons, were-crocodiles, were-rats, all that. And I love that. I can't wait to get over there and do an adventure. And then down in the south, you're going to see Sarafal and Gwyneth. And this is Elven territory. A lot of stuff going on and down in there. So there's going to be, that's for a future adventure. That's going to be very complicated, more developed, because the elves have a very complicated history and how they're working with some of the other islands. And then down in Snowdon, that island right now is being controlled by a vampire. So who is doing the work of the Am country up to the north, up in this area, like even in this area in here, you'll have snow-capped mountains on those high peaks. And then as you get over here, this will be more like temperate forests. And as you come down into these areas, farther down south, you get into some desert type things. You get into some semi-tropical climates. So it's actually pretty cool that even in this very, very southern part, it might get a little tropical. That gives you an idea of what the world is that you're dealing with. Now we're going to move on to the characters. See what characters are going to be playing in this adventure. First one is going to be Sarcostica, who is a scholar, which is kind of like a spellcaster, like a wizard, based on intelligence. And you'll come through here, armor class 11, hit points 21. Now you might think 21 hit points for a first class character might be a little high, but I add in the constitution score into the hit points. So the first level characters have more hit points, but they always just keep that constitution score. So as they get higher and higher, that constitution score kind of becomes a lesser and lesser important part of the hit points. But at first level, it's really important. And you'll see the stats on the side: intelligence 16 plus 3. And some of the, you'll see the skill proficiencies: acrobatics plus 3, plus 6 to concentration. That becomes really important if she needs to maintain concentration on a spell. She has a plus 6 to the roll. And her weapons are going to be dagger, quarterstaff, light crossbow, dart. Now she does have the spell Shillelagh, which is really good for the quarterstaff, so up close she's going to have a powerful quarterstaff weapon. And then at range she can shoot the light crossbow. Look at her spells down below. You'll see cantrips: Shillelagh, Prestidigitation. And her first level spells: Goodberry, Longstrider, Create or Destroy Water, Expeditious Retreat, Disguise Self, Silent Image. All those spells are a combination of the school's Transmutation and Illusion. So at first level, she's able to pick 2 schools, and she's chosen Transmutation and Illusion, so I've given her spells from those 2 schools. As she levels up, she'll be able to incorporate spells from other schools. That's just kind of how I do it. I like to keep the characters focused in on certain schools of magic. So we'll see how that works. So you can see how that works. And other than that, Scholarly Inspiration. Scholarly Inspiration works just like Bardic Inspiration, but bards use songs and poetry and jokes to inspire. Scholarly Inspiration is basically to teach, give some information, help them learn something in that moment, and that will inspire them. Knowledge is power. Just like Bardic Inspiration, but now it's for scholars with their knowledge. And Battlecaster, this is when a hostile creature's movement provokes an opportunity attack. You can actually cast a spell and it's just doing an attack. So that's Battlecaster. Applied Medicine is at level 1. There's 1 healing die. There's a 1d6. So she can touch one of her allies and give them a 1d6 of healing. Or if she has 10 minutes to use this, she can sit there and talk with everybody for 10 minutes. And then after the 10 minutes is up, herself and everybody else get 1d6 of healing. And there's also a 30-minute use, which is used for more severe cases of healing. So that's basically Sarcostica. Now we'll go down to the next character in the group, which is Sevenin. Sevenin is human. You'll see the stats there on the left. Plus 3 in dexterity, and plus 5 in acrobatics, plus 3 in endurance, plus 6 in stealth. There's expertise in stealth. 14 armor class, 23 hit points, dagger, blowgun, short sword, short bow, dart. Has hunter mark. Let's see what else. Blown cover, so the ranged weapon attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover, and surprise attack. So if you surprise a creature on the first turn in combat with an attack you hit, you can deal an extra 2d6 damage. So that's surprise attack to get off to a good start. And that's basically the Ranger Sevenin. Falky. Falky's a fighter, high in strength. Weapons are basically going to be dagger, spear, short sword, sling, blowgun, and glaive. Glaive is the preferred weapon to get that reach. I use an extended combat zone where I extend the combat zone by 5 feet. And to see how these reach weapons work in an extended combat zone is really interesting. So I want to show you how that's done. And you'll see the proficiencies in the skills: plus 6 to acrobatics, there's expertise, plus 3 to endurance, plus 4 to perception. You'll see all the proficiencies there. And has a shield, hide armor. And down here you'll see relentless. Endurance, these are feats that I add into the first level characters. They can choose these. They can buy them. They have a certain amount of points and they can actually choose feats. And some of these are actually class features, like interception is actually the fighting style. And interception is really going to be useful because Sarcostica doesn't have a high AC. So Falky could be right next to Sarcostica, and if she takes a hit, he can actually reduce that damage on her by 1d10 plus 2, the proficiency bonus. So that interception fighting style is really important to help protect the spellcaster. And then Sentinel, you can slow down creatures that are trying to get away from you. And so even if enemies try to get away from you with a disengage action, you can still get an opportunity attack on them. And also when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against the target other than you, and that target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack. So if you combine the Sentinel with Interception, let's say he's right next to Sarcastica, she takes a hit. He can actually reduce the damage on her and actually attack back on that enemy. Okay, I think that'll do it for showing you the 3 PCs. That's a quick start. So now we'll go on to starting the story. So basically what we've done just now in this video is we've done a session 0. We've learned about the world, we've learned about the PCs, we've learned a little bit about the background of the world, the cultures, and now we're ready to go on to the story. So now that will end this video, and the next video in this series will be actual gameplay. Alright everybody, this is Wisdom Hunter, and remember, who is ever having the most fun wins.